you get in here? How did you get in the house? What is it? Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, I'm going to cook this puppy, but that's not what I'm going to do here. This is part of my cooking channel segment. So what you do is you put the wild bird in a pot and then just like bake her up. You're welcome. That's gratitude for you. At least you didn't shit in a pot.
Train the muscles, not the joints.
Welcome back to A Natural Gallant Bodybuilding, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about nutrition. So I know you guys are liking these nutrition videos, so I'm going to be talking about supplements from time to time. Also with what I'm finding right now, because I'm presently cutting, so I'll still do my high carb days where I don't really track macros as much, but say I'll do a meal or two of rice and chicken or turkey or liver or whatever it is I'm eating. And then I'll go for a few days with just, a half a teaspoon of jam on my chicken or on my turkey and eat like that, and some green vegetables. But I'll basically go lower carb. I might have one cookie for the day, that's my kind of treat or something like that. But then I will go lower carb for several days and then go back to a high carb day. Now, not only do I notice an anabolic reaction in my body where it seems to absorb the carbs and fill out more effectively, but what I'm finding that was surprising to me the last few years is that it isn't the amount of food that is the most important, but the quality of food that I'm eating. All right, here's some beef heart I just got from the town butcher in Chilliwack there. So beef heart is supposed to be really full of lots of nutrients like coenzyme Q10, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're gonna see what this experiment reveals. It's always weird when you eat something new, but yeah, I'm here to do the experiments of life to try to find out what works perfectly for my body. So here we go. Take a few just offhand. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more chewy possibly than normal beef. So looks like it'll be a chewy sort of snack. Yeah, hopefully it tastes better than liver. So I'm not a gourmet chef by any means, but I'm going to just throw this crap on the barbecue because that's what any self-respecting man does with food that he doesn't know how to cook. He just throws it on the barbecue and sees what happens. Yeah, so what? I'm related to Fred Flintstone. That's fine. So what? Come on. I have no idea what this is going to taste like. Wish me luck. So when I eat a higher amount of protein and less like just carbs and fats and maybe I'll eat the protein bars and all this kind of stuff, I find that my body will sometimes not necessarily look as big or as lean as when I'm concentrating on food that is specific towards my purpose, such as organ meats, such as turkey, chicken, maybe some lean red meat or whatever, or fish, like a lot of fish. But I find that even though my calories are so low compared to having lots of fats and things, that my physique looks bigger and that I feel that I'm recovering better in a certain way. Now, I know there's a point of diminishing return in this realm as well, of course. You can't have no carbs or no fats. Of course, you need some of those. But what I'm saying is that I started to think about this a bit and realize that it's the quality of food that you put in that's more important instead of just calories or macros itself. There's something missing in how that's all measured. That's not bad. Once you get used to the idea, it's actually pretty good. I don't understand it in a way to explain it scientifically, I don't, but I have seen that my body seems to defy the whole calorie macro thing as far as what will produce the biggest muscles when I'm eating a certain quality of food. So I think that the old school bodybuilders or people knew this a long time ago. They really didn't look at calories as much as, or at least I'm sure some of them didn't. They looked more at the quality of foods. Like the type of food you put in will be how your physique or how your body reacts. And if you're just taking in straight calories, calories are not necessarily the whole picture. And so yeah, I thought it was an interesting thought. So if you're noticing that you're eating a certain amount of calories per day and you're not getting the results that you want, maybe change the profile of those calories, change the quality of the food that you're getting from those calories. And maybe you need to make a couple adjustments. Maybe you're getting some empty calories in certain areas, like calories that are just not even going towards your purpose. And even though on the wrapper it's saying a certain amount of calories and protein, maybe it's just not the right type of protein. You know, because we all know that there's proteins that are higher quality and proteins that are lesser quality. We all know that there are certain carbs that your body will absorb better than others. Some will help stabilize your blood sugar more than others, and some will make your blood sugar go through the roof. So these are all factors. So don't diminish your diet or your nutrition down to just straight calories. Actually find out what foods you respond to the best. One example of this, I'll give you an example. I was eating rice, yams, and oatmeal, and mostly it was oatmeal and rice, brown rice of course, and then some potatoes. And these were my carbohydrates when I was getting ready for a bodybuilding show. And what I noticed when I started to change to yams, even though I was taking in probably even a larger volume of yams compared to rice, I was getting a different looking physique from it, even though both are complex carbs. But there are different nutrients in yams and different elements to yams that will affect how the body adapts. So this might not be true for you, or might be true for you as far as yams being right, but the principle is the same, that certain foods will have a certain synergy with your particular body type, where you will notice there's almost like a more efficient use of that calorie as opposed to another type of food that may be in the same category of carbohydrates or proteins or vice versa, right? So this is something to pay attention to. Pay attention to how your body reacts to the quality of food, and don't just measure everything straight by calories. Because if everything's just calories in, calories out, we could just live on a bag of sugar a day and establish an award-winning bodybuilding physique. But we all know that's not true. So macros play a role in the type of calories, and I do believe there's a subcategory of this as well. All right, here's some fresh onions from the garden, some chives to put in the beef heart. All right, so let's put that stuff in there. It's nice to have some pretty colors as well. You know, when you're cooking, put some colors in that pan, you know what I mean? Those chives in there. I like to put garlic on mine, but I also put some garlic in here, but I'll just do it after. But yeah, I found that barbecuing, let's turn this off. I found that barbecuing tasted all right, but I actually like the taste of it when I'm boiling or, you know, in a pan. I just add some water, cut it up in little chunks, and then I find it cooks pretty evenly, and it's almost like a stew. I imagine this would probably go pretty good with normal onions as well, and some potato or something. And we're pretty much done. It's only about, it only takes about 10 minutes, not even 5-10 minutes in the pan when you cut it up. So it's a pretty convenient food too. So convenience in bodybuilding is a good combo, right? If something's convenient, then you can get easy protein real fast. You don't have to be cooking it and flipping it and whatever. It's actually pretty simple. So a little bit of salt, a little bit of garlic, some onions, pretty good. Some garlic. There we go. Don't be surprised if you like this more than you think. It's actually pretty good. Man, it's cold and dark out there today. It's supposed to be summer, but it doesn't feel like summer. I tried to film some stuff outside. I wrecked my phone, almost ruined my camera. It's dedication. So you got to put dedication into YouTube channels. You got to put dedication into your workouts and dedication into your diet. But I find eating hard actually doesn't really take much dedication. It's pretty good. Once you get your mind wrapped around it, it's actually pretty good. Eat your heart out. There is some sinew to it. So that sinew is probably filled with collagen or something too. It's probably good for connective tissue, I'm guessing. There's a bit of fat too. It has a bit of flavor. But not much, it's pretty lean. So stop being a pansy. Eat some man's food. But don't eat mine. That's mine. You can't have it. It's like a boundary, it's like my space. Social distancing for supper, for dinner. It's like bodybuilding meal social distancing I'm doing here. 3 times better than chicken breast, I'll tell you that. This is awkward, you're not eating, I'm just eating, you're just looking at me? Okay, just, I'm gonna turn you off here. I know some of you are watching this video and saying, geez, you know, there's no way I'm gonna eat beef heart, or there's no way I'm gonna cook this stuff up, or maybe I don't have access to it. You might be thinking that because some butcher shops, it's hard to get grass-fed or organic or the best quality cuts of organs. You know, sometimes it's available, sometimes it's not. Well, enter the solution. I just found a company that I can finally get behind and not compromise any integrity on this channel whatsoever. It's called Ancestral Supplements. Now, the funny thing is they're not really a supplement company. What they are is a food company. So they actually sell organic, grass-fed, non-GMO organ meat from beef, and they sell all the different organs such as pancreas, such as trachea cartilage, and bone marrow, and heart, and kidney, and liver. So the bottom line is that you can take advantage of the healing elements of some of these organ meats without having to worry about preparing as well as, you know, trying to find them or source them from a butcher shop somewhere. And the truth is I'm having a lot of trouble finding organic cuts of organ meats from my local butcher, and you may be having the same troubles. Yeah, if you want to have an alternative so that way daily you can engage in eating organ meat instead of cooking it all the time or trying to source it, this is your other option. So I'm going to provide the link down below in the description. If you use that link, you get 10% off. So make sure every time you order, just come to one of my videos, use that link, and you automatically get 10% off from being a Gallantian. Mountain. So I hope this helps you out in your training. I hope this helps you out in your diet and your overall health, because the overall health is the most important thing. And one thing I have found is that eating organ meat is a major pinnacle in getting absorbable nutrients that you can sometimes just not absorb through a vitamin source, like beef jerky, you know? So food is your major supplement. Food is the most anabolic thing you can do in your journey, besides your training and your sleep, of course, you know, because there's always somebody saying, but this is important too. Yeah, no shit. I understand that sleep is important and training is important, of course, but make sure that you really look at what you're eating and see, is your body really responding positively from that or not? So here I'm eating sardines. I actually feel really good eating sardines. My taste buds don't like them too much, but I'll tell you right now, I feel really good eating sardines. So you're going to find there are certain magic foods for you, and organ meats is part of that picture. I do believe that 100%, and I'm looking forward to trying different organ meats that I don't have access to, such as trachea cartilage and bone marrow and stuff, and seeing how that helps with healing the joints and ligaments and tendons and so forth. So I've found that certain foods do have magical properties for you, and that's why there was always the old school bodybuilders that would say, hey, you know, if you want to get really lean, you diet on codfish and potato. You don't diet on chicken. You know, like they would all have these certain things that they found really worked well for them. So don't be afraid to experiment and go outside the realm of what is normally viewed as a proper bodybuilding food. So I hope this helps you out in your training. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get hold of me, just go to naturalgallantbodybuilding.com, and thanks to the Patreon supporters, and take care for now. Mountain.